Yes, everyone, more indie horror on the way today as we take a look at a horror anthology film called How Dark They Pray. It is brought to us by directors Jameson L. Locascio and Adam Ambrosio. Adam Ambrosio directed the first short in this, which is Encounter Nightly, which is a found footage film following a host of a paranormal show. He and his cameraman we follow for most of the short as they talk about this upcoming couple interview that they have to do, and this couple claims that they saw aliens. Meanwhile, the host is having a little bit of question of believing in all this stuff, and does he or doesn't he believe it? His cameraman is just along to shoot and get his paycheck, and some great banter between them. But when they go out to this couple's house to interview them, they find out they may have actually found something substantial for once. Encounter Nightly is a great short. I loved how this played out. It really hangs on the chemistry of your two lead actors, which is Jeff Ronan and Paul Pilata. I loved the banter back and forth. It felt like these two had been working with each other for a while, and the found footage shooting really isn't distracting at all. It was very fitting for the story, and I liked how it stayed kind of light till it didn't need to, and then it got pretty dark. And in here, the theme of faith, which runs through all four of these shorts in different ways, here is the faith of the host in the paranormal and believing that we are not alone. And so there is that. And then there is the Harrowing in here, which is a World War II period piece, which has done very well for a micro budget. We have just two gentlemen in U.S. Army outfits and one in a German outfit. It takes place during World War II, where these three soldiers ended up taking refuge behind a log, but something is off, and they're not quite sure what it is, but this doesn't seem like a normal attack from either side. One is claiming it's the Americans shooting, one American claiming it's the Germans that's shooting, and caught in the middle is a man of faith who was praying to just get out of here alive, and we see how kind of that plays out. This one, I will say, of the four shorts, this is the one that is a bit of the slowest, and I don't want to say weakest. It definitely plays on some great tension. There's some wonderful performances in here by Samuel James Pigott, Timothy Paul Job, and James M. Riley. I liked the interplay between these three individuals, but as far as the story goes, it maybe trimmed it just a little. I don't know. There is some tension that builds up to them, and when you do get a reveal or the twist, like a lot of these shorts have, I did like that, though I did kind of see it coming. So it's still a fun watch. It doesn't last as long as the other shorts, but it is, I would say, probably the weakest of the four, though still solidly made. Then Blood Beach takes a great turn. We got Mark Lubbers as Leon, who is an old fisherman who is discovered by Kevin, played by Josiah Schneider. And Kevin is having a bit of a trouble dealing with what has happened to his father when he was young. His father died, and he comes across Leon, who teaches him the philosophies of fishing and outdoors and trying to kind of be chill. Interesting dynamic between these two. You almost feel Leon taking over that father figure, and you think, oh, maybe he's this, but no. Again, takes a dark turn, deals with faith in a different kind, and a really dark turn. And there's some special effects in here that are used effectively, though it's done on a small budget. I will say the effects that were used that don't show up till the end were really well done. All along, you're just wondering where it's going, but you feel this buildup of something dark, and it's really well thought out. And then finally, Nelly, the final one. Alicia Spielman as Janet, who is a woman who's pulled over by a police officer, and soon her and the police officer are kidnapped by crazed killers. And we see how they try to get out of it, as well as we learn both about our officer and about Janet. Wow, David Johnson plays the officer, and these two, Spielman and Johnson, such a great pairing. This story does not go where you think it is, especially considering it's kind of set, it has a retro feel to it, like it's set in the 50s, and the Janet character definitely at one point does not start acting like your normal 50s a female character, and I loved that surprise. And it is hilarious. It is dark. It is gritty. It is gory. There is a lot of blood in it. I could see why they put this as the final short for this anthology, because it is the strongest out of all of them, the most entertaining. Though all of them I found entertaining to various degrees, and just really just. And they tag it at the end where they bring all four of them together in a very simple way, which I also appreciate. But yeah, it's worth it alone for watching the final short. I would suggest though you watch all four. This is coming out on streaming this week, so look for How Dark They Pray. It gives you like a flavor, almost like it's a little mini film festival with these four shorts, which all are very solidly made. And yeah, check it out, folks. And check out our Patreon if you haven't already. We've got a lot of great tiers there for reasonable prices. I thank you for your support. Subscribe, bells and whistles, and all that here. And until next time, remember, as always, keep that ticket stub.